All right. What we're going to do today is take a look at Bitcoin and what a good purchase price is in Q1 of 2025. This is not financial advice. This is educational, and let's dive right in. So, what we're going to do is we're going to look at some of the charts that we've looked at in the past. This one in particular being the Bitcoin rainbow chart put out by BitBoy, really good resource. And what this is kind of like the Bitcoin power law overlaid with tiers of what look to be good price points for purchases, right? And I kind of like the words they use. It's kind of fun, right? You got the Bitcoin price and you got Bitcoin is dead. It's a fire sale. Buy it, accumulate, still cheap, hodl. Is this a bubble? FOMO, sell seriously in the max bubble. And you can see here, in these cycles, if you look back, let's go with last cycle. Well, let's go all the way back to 2014, 2013. Is that it got above max bubble, okay? Then we go to 2017, 2018. It got to sell seriously and probably touched above that into the... No, it got to max bubble and probably want to touch above that, okay? Now, in 2022, 23, this... And I should just say 21. We got into the FOMO. We actually didn't even touch the sell seriously or max bubble, which is interesting, right? And so what you do is you look at this here. I mean, you can see how wild this stuff gets, because if we're going to say, I've been saying that I believe the bull market will run until October of 25, around then, and you can see here at HODL, I mean, I've been saying that my prediction is about 265 in October, and you can see that matches up here, because if we get to similar, I mean, that might even be low, but I'm still sticking with that for now. It's a pretty wild range right there, right? 275 up to 375 up to 500, a million. I don't see us. I don't see us getting to a million. But let's just say we tap out around that. Is this a bubble stage, right? Just be real conservative, because we've always gone above that. And let's just say this time we go to, is this a bubble? You're 377, 375. I mean, it's pretty wild stuff, right? So what we want to do is say, what's a good price to purchase Bitcoin? So let's go back and take a look at, I believe you can see here where it says buy is in this green and accumulate in the green. Really what this chart says is anything below HODL, all right, you could be buying. But let's just get real conservative and say fire sale and Bitcoin is dead. If you've got a lump sum in, these are really good entry points. And guess what? It happens. You can see here several times, many times, Bitcoin will trade within that those two, the fire sale or Bitcoin is dead. So if we go all the way back, let's zoom in here a little bit, and we're going to take a look at where we actually dip below Bitcoin is dead. And this was FTX crash, okay? And if you were buying at that $16,000 range, looking real good now, right? Anybody would love to buy it, right? So even if we go to, okay, let's say here, 20,000, right? And let's go over here. Even when we're in 52,000, I mean, those are good prices, right? So let's say you say, I want a really good deal on the Bitcoin that I purchase. You can do your DCA, you can do all that, but if you want these big lump sums, this is where I need to get in at. Now, we're in the bull market, right? In the bull market, I expect to run until about October of 25, so we've got pretty much this year, and then the market will start to come down, and it'll bottom out, in my opinion, right around November of 2026. If this plays out like the historical cycles, doesn't mean it will, but let's just make those assumptions for the discussion, right? All right, so if you want to buy within the range here of Bitcoin is dead, this kind of tells you, all right, if we're at today, we're at 106, 105, where we are, 106 right there. Bitcoin is dead at 44,000. I don't see it getting to 44,000, right? Like, it's just like, yeah, I would buy it at that price. If it gets to 60,000, yeah, I'll buy it at that price. Even 80,000 feels like a steal from where we are right now, right? So let's just say your goal is to be patient and get in at Bitcoin's dead or fire sale. When is it going to happen? I don't see us, because of where we are in the cycle, that opportunity coming up until we start to bottom out again. So let's go to 2027, the November of 2027, and let's go ahead and take a look at that, okay? So I'm zooming back out here, and we're going to zoom back in, and we're going to hit November of 2027, okay? April, May, June, October, where are we at? November of 2027. Sorry, why am I saying 27? November of 2026. That's when I expect to bottom out. Sorry if I've been saying 2027. You get it. November of 2026. Now, here we are. It finally took me a long time to get there. Here we go. $87,000 means Bitcoin is dead. What? It means it's dead. Right now, if you bought Bitcoin in the dead, it'd be $44,000. That is an unbelievable steal. So what this is telling you is that $87,000 is going to be an absolute steal in the future. Okay? Interesting. Now, the range is 87 to 116 for Bitcoin is dead. Then you're going to go from 116 up to 155 for fire sale. Okay? So literally anything between 87 to 150, let's just call it 150, 90 to 150 is going to be a steal in the future. And if we're at 106 right now, it might seem high. We're close to the all-time high, but guess what? The all-time high, we're going to go a lot higher. And you might be wishing, hey, if I could buy Bitcoin is dead. That is what is going to be. We are within the Bitcoin is dead range of the completion of the current cycle, okay? So this is still a good time to buy. Now, let's just say you go, I'm only buying Bitcoin is dead. That's it. I'm going to wait. I'm going to be patient. Well, now you're sitting here between 87 and 116, okay? So you're already in Bitcoin is dead right now, right? So don't get too greedy, right? Again, not financial advice, but let's say, how realistic is it to purchase it within the 87K range, okay? So what we did is we've got the one-day chart here for crypto, or for Bitcoin, not crypto. And this goes from November to today, which is January 21st, right? And obviously you can see this run-up occurred when Trump got into office, and all that got announced, and we ran up. And then since then, I'm going to be conservative, right? And I'll put a line here. Because once we got here, and actually in reality it'd probably be up here, but let's just go to this lowest bar, this lowest candle, and we're at 85. Okay. Now our regular trading range recently is between 92 and 102. Okay, remember those. So if we go back out to November of 26, okay, 88 to 116, or what, 87 to 116. All right. This is Bitcoin is dead when we get to the bottom of the current cycle. Now, what I'm saying is don't get greedy, because here's the thing. If you try and wait to 85, could it happen? Sure. Anything's possible. But if you try to wait and go, I'm going to buy this lower than Bitcoin is dead, we might not see it. We might not see it ever again. I don't know. I'm not pretending to have these answers, but all I'm doing is saying, based on these charts, we might not see 85 again. It can absolutely happen. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, based on the charts, what it's telling us is that we might not see 85 again. Okay? So, if you can play around in this range right now of 90 to 102, and you actually have the range, let's just be conservative here, because we have seen Bitcoin operate within this 90. Actually, if we look at what the lowest has been in the last, I don't know, a few months, you can see here, we hit across this part here recently at 89. Okay, so we still haven't even gotten to that 87 mark, right? That 87 mark that we're talking about is down here somewhere. Okay, so I would just say, if you can purchase within the 92 to 102 range, that's going to be a steal. And even in reality, if you can still get in on Bitcoin within the uh, up to 116, 115, 120, you're probably going to, in a year or two, you're probably going to feel really good and look like a genius, okay? So I say all this to just put things into relative perspective. Again, not financial advice, but let's use some of the data at our fingertips, right? Because if you could tell somebody that you purchased Bitcoin at $16,000, they're going to be pretty impressed, right? If you can say back here, if you could say you bought Bitcoin in Bitcoin is dead range of $4,700 or this in $6,000 range, you're going to look like a genius. So what's going to happen is that number is going to be 90,000 to 115,000, and you're going to look like a genius, okay, in the next 2 years. So I just want to put that into perspective there. The nice thing is we've had this tight trading range for several weeks now. Now, could we start to trade in this range from the 102 to 112 or 116 range? Yeah, absolutely. But that's still healthy relative to the overall expectation. And again, I'll end it on October of 26 or 25. We could be between that 265, like I'm saying, and all the way up to 375, 400, right? So use the data, like and subscribe below, stack those sats, and have fun because things are just going to get more and more interesting as we go.